Hey guys, Spaz32 back, and this is my Let's Play for Dark Souls 3, and this is my second part to it. So there is a part 1, if you haven't watched it, it'd be awesome if you can go back and watch that again. In the first part I do realise my voice kind of faded out a wee bit, it was a wee bit quiet, so I do apologise, but I don't really know if it was the mic or the in-game volume, so I have reduced the in-game volume this time around. Just to see if that makes anything better. As I said in my last video as well, that was my first, so this is my second, so I'm not that experienced at sort of figuring everything out yet, but I'll get there. So yeah, I did say in the last video that I'll have a wee look around Firelink Shrine, get some cool stuff before we move on to the next area. So if you go up here, again, everyone probably, if you've played the game before, you probably know what I'm going to try and do just now. You can actually jump off this tree and onto that roof, and you can get some pretty cool items up here. It is a bit annoying trying to get up, so I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I can, and no, I fail. I am a failure. This could take a wee while. It's very, very tricky. You need to get it absolutely perfect. You need to run up the tree at a specific angle and do that. Basically, you kind of try and jump, but aim that way at the same time, which, because you need to jump and control your character with the same analog stick, it can be quite annoying. I thought I would have got it there as well. It's probably easier if I take my gear off as well. I'm just going to try it this way anyway. And there we go. That actually took a lot quicker than I thought. So we get 3 homeward bones, so they just take you back to the last bonfire that you rested at with all your souls, etc. intact. So there's nothing around there, so you come in here, and now you're above Firelink Shrine. Now don't fall, you will die. A horrible, painful death. That's to be crow ladies. You can drop items for them and get items back. So there's our first Estus shard, so we can get an extra Estus flask for healing. And that's an illusionary wall, so you just hit that and you can come through here and drop down here. You lose a wee bit of health, but that's fine because we're going to rest when we move to the next area anyway. Open this chest and you get the covetous silver serpent ring, which increases the amount of souls that you gain per kill. Again, for those of you who haven't really played this franchise before, there is enemies in this game called mimics. They are chests, but you can easily tell them apart as this chest, you can see the chain is curling in the way. If it's curling the other way, coming out the way, that is a mimic, and you can also see the mimics ever so slightly breathe as well. So it's just to be a heads up in case you get munched on a mimic. They are quite creepy, they can be quite difficult sometimes, so let's move on to the next area, which is the High Wall of Lothric. In fact, before I do that, let's go back, talk to Andre and get our extra Estus flask. That'll be quite handy. So you just go reinforced Estus and hit yes, and you go back to it a lot. As you can see now, we've got 5 instead of 4, so that's good, that's what we want. So we'll head back here and we'll go to the High Wall of Lothric. This is the first area in the game. Again, nothing too difficult. There is a dragon at one point, which you don't need to get past. Well, you do need to go past it, but there's a wee sort of room just underneath it where the first mimic of the game is. You don't absolutely have to go in there, but you get a really good weapon off the mimic. It's the deep battle axe, which is pretty good. But up in the path just before that wee room, there is a claymore that I want to get my hands on, which can be quite difficult because the dragon just sprays down fire all over you, and it does constant damage to you when you try to walk through it. So it could be quite tricky to get. I'll maybe try it. If I don't get it my first attempt, I'll try another attempt, and if I don't get it, I would just leave it. It's not absolutely necessary that I get it, I just quite like to have it. So you can go down that way. Again, there's an ember up there and some other stuff, and there's an enemy up there that transforms the same way as Udex Gundyr did, the first boss. So they can be quite tricky. Again, if you've got fire bombs, not too difficult. So just kill these dudes. Get that, so we've got more souls. And this guy here, you can hear him screaming, don't let him finish that scream. He will summon every hostile enemy to you. Again though, the enemies here, they aren't too bad anyway, as you can see. I'm pretty much dealing with them absolutely fine. But it's just in case, if you're not that experienced in the game and you don't really want to get outnumbered, it's just something good for you to know. So you come up here, and I believe this is binoculars. For using the binoculars to spy on people. Like a wee dirty. There's a dead dragon, don't worry about him, he doesn't come back to life, he's dead, you know. So we come down here, and again this should be gold pine resin, which again is very handy for the next boss in the game. He is weak to thunder, and that applies thunder element to your weapon. So there's a few more fire bombs. Don't hit me. That's very rude. Very rude. So just go down here, and it's down here is where the dragon encounter is. So you can just wait until the flames dissipate before moving on down the lower path. So to summon the dragon you need to go up the stairs. But you can also just go straight along the wee path that's just here. But I'm going to go up and get the dragon here just so you can see him breathing his fiery glory all over us. And you missed me. And there he is. So you can make a run for it, but lots of enemies up here, and the dragon does us the great honour of killing everyone. So we don't need to worry about them, but as you can see the place is left on fire. How stone can stay on fire like that, I don't know, but it's video game mechanics for you. There is also a way that you can get rid of them. Get rid of the dragon, but it can take ages. You need to sit and hit it with arrows, and it can take so long. I've never actually managed to achieve it myself, I just know you can. So I can stop doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for that, and I'm going to go now. Run. Now the claymore is away down the other end. Way down there, it's actually the last one you can see on the right hand side there. Way in the distance, the wee glowing orb, but that is the claymore. That's what I want to get. But before I'm going to try and do that, I'm going to come in here. And this here is our first mimic. So as you can see, the chain is now coming forward rather than going back, and if you look very closely you'll be able to see the lid sort of move down. It's just moved down there, and we'll see if it moves back up again. So this is the mimic breathing. So it's another wee telltale sign of the mimic. If you go and try and open it, there you go, it's moving up there. If you try and open it, he'll basically grab you with his arms and he will munch your face off. You can also throw undead hunter charms at him as well, which puts him to sleep, and he opens his mouth and you can grab whatever loot is inside him without having to wake him up. Which is also a really good farming method for them, because you can get the symbol of avarice, which is a helmet in the game, which is basically the mimic's head on your head, and it grants you a lot of luck, but also takes away your health points steadily. So it's not something to have on permanently. This here is a first night. These guys can be quite tough. They're very aggressive. But I'm a warrior, and I will kill you. He might kill me. I need to back off. I wanted to come this way before tackling the mimic first, because we've got another bonfire, and I need to run. As I said in the last video, I am a wee bit sort of sluggish at this just now. It's been a while since I played it. Will he follow me in here? He will follow me in here. Right, okay. I'm just going to go away up here. The bonfire's up here. Well, the second bonfire is kill these guys. And where is that knight? Here he is. He's very nearly dead, so I'm just going to take that and die. Gonna drop anything for me? Nah, he's going to be stingy. So I'll just grab this item over here before we're going up to get that bonfire. So it's another 3 fire bombs. They're always quite handy to have, fire bombs. So here we go. Our first bonfire. So I should maybe just rest at it and restore my Estus. But as you see now, when you rest at the bonfire, it does summon the enemies back. So you can see the knight's now alive. There's this wee guy over here, he'll throw a wee throwing knife at me, which I do not appreciate. How dare you? So that's him taken care of. So I'm just going to let the knight walk down there. Then we'll go back into this room. And we will try and take out the mimic and get the deep battle axe. Which I don't really think it's much better than the axe I've got just now. It might be actually, I'll have a wee look at it. So start with a nice big attack there. So you can see he just sort of crawls out of the chest. He's a bit creepy. You can also do a devastating kick, there it is there, and you can also grab you, which is that move there. Don't let that one get you because he will grab you and he will not let go. And he will munch your face again, and if you don't have enough health or defense, it will ruin your day. So as you can see, they can take quite a hit themselves. They are quite difficult. But again, if you know their movements, they're generally not too bad. And he will drop the deep battle axe. So let's have a wee look at that compared to... Yeah, so it does dark damage, so it takes off the physical and does a bit of dark damage. So it's only really useful if you're going up against an enemy that is weak to dark. But for now, I'm just going to keep my battle axe out. Again, I'm all about raw physical damage. Only if the time absolutely calls for it, I'll pull out an element that is devastating to a certain enemy, but not essential for me just now. As I said, I really like to do raw physical damage. It's part of my playstyle, you know. I like raw damage, heavy hitting stuff. So you just go down here, and again there's a few more wee guys down here. Some will throw knives at you again. There he is there, and he threw a knife and die. So you can go down here. There's a big heavy guy down here, but we don't need to go down here just yet. There's a gate you can just see there. That is locked. We get the key for that later on. So we don't need to go down there just yet. So we come up here, and there's a wee ambush here. I can see your hands. Get down there. So these guys don't really bother you that much. And then he climbed up there. So again, as I was saying about the enemy that turns into what Iudex Gundyr turned into, this is one right here. So I'll let him transform just so you can see him. So yeah, they can be quite difficult, but they are really weak to fire. So no shame in spamming stuff in this game. It is a difficult game. Whatever makes your life easier, go ahead and do it. So I'm just going to keep throwing fire bombs at this guy, and he should drop an ember, I believe. So that's him. Down and out. And an ember and a titanite shard, so I can now upgrade my battle axe. And I remember as well, one of the wee baby crystal lizards is up here, I think. Yep, there we go. Same with the big crystal lizard. In fact, no, I didn't actually have that in the first video. I just skipped right past it. But yeah, these are the babies. There's bigger versions of them. Come here, you. Don't get away. There we go. He will drop you a raw gem. So again, that's another gem to infuse your weapon with. If you have a weapon that does elemental damage, and if you infuse it with a raw gem, again it sort of takes away the elemental damage and just leaves it with raw physical power. So you can see there's a big guy down there. I think he's called a winged knight. Again, can be quite tough for inexperienced players. Even for myself, who is quite experienced at this game, it can be quite tricky. It does a really devastating spinning attack. Which can be quite annoying. Again, it all even just depends if it's worth killing them, because sometimes they don't even drop anything. There's a wee ambush here. Let's just take these guys out. steel soldier helm, and a firebomb. So, I'm going to come down here. As I said, there's a lot of stuff that I'm skipping out on, but I'm not doing a 100% walkthrough. I'm just like play the game, get through the game, you know, show you the bosses, show you what it's about. If there's anything I absolutely feel like I need to get, or something, an item that I love, whether it's an armor piece or a weapon, then I'll go out my way to get it. And how he doesn't see me there, I do not know. So I'm just going to run out. I think there's quite a lot of embers around here, so I just want to try and pick everything up here that I can. That item down there, you can see, that'd be great. That's a rapier, so I'm not going to go and pick that up because it doesn't really do much damage. That's more for speed more than anything, which I'm not overly fussed about speed. The first playthrough that I done in this game, I had the Fume Ultra Greatsword, or the Fugs, which is very, very slow but very, very powerful. I actually think it's been nerfed actually in one of the last patches for it, I think. It was the most powerful weapon in the game. I don't think it is now, but back when I was doing my first playthrough, Fugs was absolutely devastating. I think that's a Ring of Sacrifice. I'm going to leave that. But yeah, the Fugs was absolutely devastating. So I'm used to using slow weapons in the game anyway. So I'm not that bothered about getting fast weapons or anything. Kill these guys. So where I'm going just now is I'm actually unlocking a shortcut just now before I take on the next boss. And don't hit me, that's rude. So this is a wee shortcut. You remember when I first got to the wall, I pointed out the wee path where I said one of the guys that transforms is. This is down this wee path. So you open up this gate, and that's us basically. I'll just show you where it is actually, just for perspective. I'll just sprint. So there's dogs here as well. They're going to chase after you. And I've just seen one dropping down there. So yeah, this is the first bonfire. And down there's where we went down the stairs, where we went round the back of that dead dragon and got the gold pine resin. Bad doggy. Bad Fido. And so yeah, this is where that is. So it's just to unlock that, just in case we die at the next boss. But in all fairness, I do actually find this next boss easier than the first. So we shouldn't die. If I do die like I did in the first boss battle, which I believe I did, pretty sure I did. Yeah, I'm on my first attempt. If I die at my first attempt in this one, I think I should just go and put my head down and rethink my life, you know. I will go home and rethink my life. Are you going to stop? Oh my god, I just died there. Luckily, I was at shortcut. But that's how important stamina is. If I had more stamina there, I would have been able to get that situation. So that's how I was upgrading my stamina by 2 points in the last video, because stamina is so important in this game, and stamina management is important in this game, and I didn't manage it there, and I paid the price, and that is my second death. You know, I've played through this whole game, you know, with only dying at bosses, and I'm quite ashamed of that. This is early game, and I really shouldn't be dying there, but again, as I said in the last video, I've not really been playing this game all that much. I've mainly been playing Monster Hunter on my 3DS. Occasionally I've been playing FIFA 17 as well, which again I'll probably be doing videos on that as well. Massive football fan, so I'll be doing some FIFA videos as well. So I've been playing a wee bit of FIFA as well. So I've not really been playing this as much as I stated in my last video. So again, no, the more I'm playing this now, recording it for you guys, you know, I'll be getting better at it again. I'll be brushing up on silly mistakes that I'm doing and what have you. So I'm just going to run on ahead here. Bad crossbow man, bad. So I'm just going to try and run down here. So that's how shortcuts can be really, really handy. That's me got my souls back. And down we go, an elevator. I forgot to pick that up, but I can't remember what that is. Don't think it's anything we absolutely need to pick up anyway. So let us just rush off onto the next boss, but again I think I'm going to end the video at the next boss. And then after we do the next boss, we need to backtrack up here to get a banner before we can move on to the next area. So I will do the boss just now, and then I'll end the video, and then in the next video that's when I will move on to the next area. So I'm going to get the gold pine resin handy, because as I said, this boss we're about to do just now is, I'm pretty sure he's weak to thunder. I'm sure he is. I think that's why they put the gold pine resin there in the first place. So if you cut scene here, I'll let this pan out just so you can sort of see the boss coming into the fight. Yeah, this is Vort of the Boreal Valley. He's got a mace that is pretty much identical to Sauron's mace from Lord of the Rings. He's a big dog, and he does frost damage as well. So if you've got armour that's weak to frost, then you might struggle against him, but it shouldn't be too bad at all. As you can see, his big mace there, the mace is practically identical to Sauron's mace. So let's go two-handed again and get the gold pine resin on, and let us do this. So as long as you stay under him, he's absolutely fine. As you can see, I've taken off quite a good bit of his health there just now. You just keep rolling into him. When he goes into his second phase, he just does this charge around the arena. I think he only does it about 3 times. But look, fairly easy to dodge. I'll just get an AoE there. Let's just back off a wee bit. As long as you stay at his booty, that's absolutely fine. And I've got a wee bit of frostbite there. Let's heal just now before anything drastic happens. And dead in the first go. That was really, really close actually. But yeah, fairly easy. A lot easier than the first boss. Just make sure to pick up that gold pine resin, because he is weak to that. And you can see these gates opening up here. I'll take a wee adventure out just so you can sort of see what I mean. So in order to progress to the next area, you need to come down here, and it says there raise banner, which we don't have yet. But we'll get that in the next video. That's just a way up those stairs, and there's about 3 or 4 knights up there to deal with as well. So we'll do all that in the next video. And again, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.